So our project is as a secure file transfer using Jitsi VoIP application, which runs on Android platform. Now Jitsi is a popular open source SIP communicator which supports multiple platforms such as Windows, Mac OS X, and lately the Android platform. So the Android platform was released and it is in the alpha version. So we, after much deliberation, decided to implement a secure file transfer between two users on call as a value add to the overall product. As part of the demo, we have three major components: two Android devices, which acts as a SIP client, and we have one SIP wise server which we have configured on the PC. So now the overall architecture of our implementation has already been mentioned in the documentation, but just to quickly summarize, uh, let me just tell you what are the main features of the value add that we have implemented. So we have a sender which selects a file and internally which gets encrypted using AES encryption. Uh, Now, after the encryption, it sends it to a FTP server which has been hosted on the same SIPWise server. The receiver, which constantly polls for any new file, is prompted with an alert message to accept the file, and once the file is accepted, it is downloaded to finally get decrypted on the same using the same key which was used for the encryption. Now the key, essentially, since we are using the same code base for caller as well as receiver, the key is already stored in the code. So now the goal, so we have achieved the goal to securely transfer the file using this whole implementation. So now let's quickly take a look how exactly our feature looks on the phone. So as you can see, we have two devices here. One is Nexus 4 and another is Samsung. Both have Android operating system platform. So we have already installed the modified compiled version of Jitsi, and you can see here the Jitsi icon. So let me quickly open this Jitsi application over in the Nexus phone. So you can see the basic GUI of Jitsi, which has the login username and the contacts that the username has. So here, this phone will act as a sender or a caller, where the one of the contacts will be called upon. So one we have decided to call this contact called Gaurav, which is essentially will be logged in this Samsung device. So now let me open this device. So you can see that in this device, the Jitsi application, the login username is Gaurav, and the contact Devraj has already been added. So now let me call the user Gaurav from this Nexus device. Now you can see that there is a call going on, which is a secure SIP feature already implemented in Jitsi from this phone to this phone. So let me accept the call, and now there is a secure channel communication. You can see that it's being used in as the protocol that is being used is ZRTP. Let me mute the microphone because of the echo problem. So essentially, Jitsi already has a secure SIP implementation. So uh, we what our feature is that as a value add, we wanted to have a new feature. So we implemented a folder icon on the video call screen. So this is the folder icon, as you can see in the. So this same folder icon is will be visible on the sender's video screen as well as the receiver's call screen. So our feature internally gets to know who is the sender and who is the receiver. So it will automatically, upon clicking the folder icon, it will automatically decide whether you want to send the file or you want to receive a file. Now let me select a file from this sender phone. As you can see that a file chooser screen pops up, and which enables me to select any file from this phone. So I have created a small text file which is a very small file which has a text message. So I'll just select that file, and later in the demo I'll show you how that file is getting encrypted and decrypted on both of the side. So let me select this file. Now the file is selected. So you can see that in the FTP server, when I had selected the file, it sent to this FTP server, and you can see the user has been logged in and the file has been successfully copied to a folder. So now that folder name, as you see, is a receiver's name. So essentially it automatically detects the receiver name, and there is it creates a folder in the FTP server and it copies the file in that. Now we will see on the receiver end how that file is getting getting received. So you can see I have opened a folder, got a folder which is there in the FTP server. So there you can see the file has been sent successfully. Now this file, remember, is in encrypted format. So whenever you open a file, you will see the message in a garbled form. So if you open the file, you can see the data. It's a garbage. So now this proves that this file is encrypted. Now at the receiver end, we have the same folder icon. If we click on that folder icon, it basically gives the permission to download the file. So once I click this folder, it prompts me with the file chooser. This is nothing but it asks me where do I need to download the file. So I click this folder, and now the file has been downloaded. Now you can see, let me go to the FTP server and show what is the message that has been exchanged. So you can see that the file, the Samsung folder, the Samsung device has got the file netsec test from the same Gaurav folder, and it has downloaded the netsec.txt successfully, and that file was deleted from the server for the security reasons. So now we have successfully received the file on the receiver end. So now let me end this call and let me go back to the file locations where the file has been encrypted and decrypted, so that we can see the actual working of the AES encryption. So before that, so as we saw that we achieved a new feature which we implemented in the Jitsi, which securely transfers the file from one device to another whenever there is a call, secure SIP call going on. So now let's take a look at the file that we had sent from this phone. So now I am in this download folder, and you can see that the netsec If I open this file on db text editor, you can see that this is written in the plain text. This is a NetSec demo project. Now let me go back to that folder, and you can see this is ENC enc netsec test.txt. This is the encrypted form of that same text file. Now you can see that it's written in some other format. It does not recognize, which is basically unreadable. Now similarly, if we go on the receiver end, the folder structure that I had selected was download. So I go here, you can see that the file that was downloaded from the FTP server was netsec. And if I open this file, you see the same encrypted format which we just saw in the other device. And if we, so this encrypted format has been decrypted on this phone. So if we select in the form of dec netsec test.txt, here you can see that the file have been again decrypted and we can see the plain text. This is a NetSec demo project. So hence we have achieved the goal to have an application and add a value add functionality. So all the project details is present in the documentation uh, with the individual contributions of the overall project.